Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to your July Oracle blessing. Before we get started, let's just sit in meditation just for a moment. So, you're going to place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And my intention here is just to help us connect a little bit more deeply. So, closing your eyes, drop into your body, into your heart space, and just take a few deep breaths. And just noticing if there's anything you're needing, anything you're wanting, any pain in the body. And then bring your awareness to above the crown of your head, connecting with your higher self. And I'd like you to give your higher self permission to connect with my higher self. Good. And while we're here, let's also connect with our spirit guides, our archangels, our well ancestors, highest energy from all corners of the universe, Reiki masters, and ask that they help us communicate the messages, the wisdom, the insight that you need to be in alignment this July, to get the most out of eclipse season, to get the most out of this month ahead, so that you can be closer to being on path with your highest good and the good of all. And when our time together is over, we will no longer be connected. And while we are connected, we are just connected through universal energy. Our personal energy is not being exchanged. Good. All right, so let's get started. So these readings are not predictive. They are advice. So advice for the present moment, to serve your highest good. And the intention is just, a sweet blessing for the month ahead. Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I don't really have many Aquarius in my life. I have one good acquaintance. I'm trying to think of other Aquarius that I know. The only Aquarius I know that I'm pretty close with, she has Cancer rising, and I feel like that's why we're connected. There was like a boy in college that I had a big crush on that was not reciprocated. He was an Aquarius. But other than that, I don't really cross paths with many Aquarius. But we pulled your card. This card is Aquarius energy. It's healing energy. And it seems like this is a time to just really kind of celebrate the fact that you're healed, that whatever you've been through, you've come out on the other end. So this is the card that comes out after the Tower. And you can see she's, in water, and she's absolutely beautiful. So it seems like July is a time to really enjoy yourself and enjoy how far you've come, and also to be a healing energy, a positive energy in the life of others. But let's see what else the other cards say. All right, so from the chakra deck, it's interesting, this card has been in the back for Capricorn as well. So let's see, any advice for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of July, eclipse season. So Aquarius are supposed to be kind of like humanitarian in nature, the water bearers, hopeful energy. I think the chakra cards are like, you don't know enough about Aquarius to talk about it. So maybe I'll stop. We're living in the age of Aquarius, right? At least that's what the song says. All right. So the card you picked is a neutral card. It's the card of release. So this is kind of tower energy. So I think maybe you have some big changes coming up, and what we want to ask for support for right now is to not be overreactive to those big changes, right? You can see the sun is coming up in the background, and even though it's raining, there's kind of, this person's still alive, right? So there's death around her, but at the same time, she is still there, and there's still hope for her future. In general, tower energy, death energy, it can be quite intense when we see cards like that. So I'm gonna read from the book just in case they have a positive message for you. So release. Shadow gray storm. See all that you are, for you possess a power that you have yet to understand. This may feel daunting, but great freedom awaits you as you meet your shadow self. Profound inner wisdom is coming to you. Stand steady. You are more than you know. So this is a message of just kind of like, yeah, you're letting things go right now that don't really serve this chapter of your life, but trusting in your power, in yourself, and the magic that you're bringing into the world. And as you let all these things go, you're going to become more aware of your personal power. A lot of times when we get really stuck in our patterns, in our daily routines, we can lose ourselves in it. And we might have started with like this intention to be helpful and to improve people's lives, or to, I don't know, travel the world, or whatever it is. I feel like a lot of Aquarius are going to travel at this point. We can have all these intentions, and then we can get distracted by our routine, and then, at the end of the year I'm going to travel turns into like, I always said I was going to travel, So be appreciative of the opportunity to release and let go of things. It's a sign that you are actually coming into alignment with your power. Also, these neutral colors are always an invitation for equanimity and balance. So maybe over the next few weeks, making sure that you incorporate some meditation into your practice, especially if you are planning on traveling. That can be a way to have a home base. So Aquarius is an air sign, and you typically need a little bit more grounding. So meditation is great. You don't want to meditate more than 20 minutes. You can do it twice a day, but more than 20 minutes can make you more floaty. So just 20 minutes of meditation. Working with a mantra is probably a good idea to ground you as well. Okay, Sacred Rebels, any wisdom or messages for Aquarius for July 2019? So I walked about 7 miles today in 95-degree heat, and I'm realizing I'm like quite dehydrated. I just finished a bunch of water, and I think I'm going to need a little bit more before I move on to Pisces. All right, Sacred Rebels, do you have any advice or insight for Aquarius for July 2019? Yes, you do. A very consistent message, inner trust. So trusting in yourself. This is your cards. The star represents Aquarius. So as you're releasing and letting go of things and coming into your power, really trusting in your own inner guidance. And this is definitely going to be powerful if you are traveling this summer. But whatever changes that you're making in your life, just trusting that you're doing them for good reason. And as you're letting go of things, it's because you know that they're not right. You might not even know the full reason right now, but even just that inner feeling, that inner knowing, that's enough, and to trust into that. This card also always reminds me of Mother Mary. So if you are if you're religious at all, maybe connecting with her energy. And you don't need to be religious to connect to the Ascended Masters. But Mother Mary she definitely is someone that is called on in service, and when you're in service work, if you're giving back to community. So she might be a good spirit guide for you if you are moving into more altruistic endeavors. Okay, and then the goddess, the oracle. Can you tell I'm dehydrated? Maybe I need Gatorade or something. Or to not walk 7 miles in 95-degree heat. That's probably the solution. So goddesses, do you have any advice for Aquarius? Oh, you do? Awesome. I can never say her. Kotlaku, she represents grief. So there's definitely something coming up. Maybe in the summer you experience sadness into your winter baby. So not everyone has a joyful time in the summer. So if that's the case, that's fine. But the message of this card is to really honor the cycle of grief, to give yourself time to grieve, to process, to let go. And just think of the things in your life that have meant enough to you to bring up that kind of grief. They deserve a deep honoring. It's like a ritual, as you let your heart purge all of its emotions and actually feel into what you're missing. You are thanking it. You are showing how much you truly appreciated it. Let yourself go for it. Go deep, really go deep. Because what tends to happen is that we don't go deep enough in our grief. We don't actually honor it. We don't actually sit with it fully. And so it lingers forever. And so rather than having like this really harsh, intense grieving period where we really let ourselves go into it that lasts like 4 months, it lingers for the rest of our life because we never let ourselves actually feel it. I'm not telling you to dwell on anything that you're releasing, but it might be a good idea to actually let yourself feel it, express it, and who knows, maybe you learn something from that period that you can use to help other people. Okay? This is also an invitation to have more compassion for the people in your life that are grieving, that are experiencing things like depression. Aquarius, you are so caring and so loving, but sometimes you can come off as a little like you don't want to acknowledge those darker emotions and feelings. So this might also be an invitation for you to hold space for that in other people's lives. You don't need to solve people's problems. You don't need to give them advice. Just holding space means hearing them out, letting them know that you're a safe space for them to communicate. And just by you being there, you're doing more than enough. Okay? So it seems that you're being invited to really step into your power as an Aquarius, as the water bearer, as someone who is here to help and to change things, to revolutionize things. And a part of that process is allowing yourself to release and let go of some of the stuff that's been lingering in your life that you've known that you probably were going to eventually need to let go of, and to also make some space in your life to deal with unresolved grief. Okay? It might be a good time to seek out a therapist or to seek out a healing guide that will actually listen to you, to sit in ceremony, but it is time to incorporate a little bit more healing into your life, okay? And I hope that healing can be playful and fun and that you can get the most out of it. But if it's not playful and fun, that's completely fine. Life doesn't always need to be fun for it to be beautiful and amazing and absolutely worth it, right? So make sure that you're giving yourself enough space in your life to experience the full spectrum of existence. It's not all about happiness. It's everything in between, okay? Sending you so much love and support as you work out some deeper stuff this month. And I hope that it is so sweet to you and that I see you again in August. Happy July. Namaste.